Starting the stream, guys, a bit later because we also ended up later at the last stream. But let's continue. Let me just share the newest stream with people. Here's the new stream. Okay, let's continue where we stopped. Here's some next steps we can do. Next steps. Run the filtering pipeline, refactor the changes and push them out. Create a plan for collaboration. Where do we keep the tasks? How do we assign them, etc. So Rafael sent the Google Doc. We can start there. We can also use GitHub issues. That's the idea. Let me open up the live chat so I can see you guys. Let me know if you have any issues hearing me or whatsoever. And let's continue where we stopped. So first things first, we have to get this to run. Once we get filtering to run, awesome, thanks Vezdan. Then we'll start preparing. We can either go and focus on the second part of the workflow, which is preparing the data, or we can take some time to just refactor everything and push out the changes so that people can contribute, see the changes, see the code I've been playing with here locally, and contribute. Okay, so I've been trying to unzip all of the toxicity lists from the dataset we downloaded in the previous stream. I hit some issues with batch. Let's just see what's going on there. Let's sort that out first. So currently we go through the zips and then we echo and we unzip and then we break. So why am I getting this message? It looks like we're using unzipping correctly. Do we need to pass in maybe like this? Let's try. Nope, that's not the case. If I uncomment this, what will happen now? Let's rerun. Okay, this is good. So the unzip line is causing us some issues. Let's see what's up. And let me quickly just see how the current situation looks like. Maybe better not show you the, otherwise I'll get into trouble streaming curse words. Okay. Why is this not working? This should work because, let me just try it directly from the command line. So if I grab this line and paste it here, and then let's just grab the path here and let's unzip it. Okay, so this is definitely complaining for some reason. Here is the command: unzip password, and then the actual zip file. Unzip password, the actual unzip file, and that's what we're doing here. Unzip password, the actual unzip file, but it's complaining for usage because what? The zip file is here. Is there any password? I don't get what we are getting wrong here. Okay. Let's just paste the line. Run unzip zoom 2. Unzip the file. Maybe we have to use password instead or whatnot. Like this. Maybe we have to go unzip. These should be synonyms though, right? So unzip p password and then zip. Okay, this actually worked. Weird. So that was the missing link. Hopefully now we've unzipped this. Or did we? I don't see. Let's just see whether something happened here. It doesn't look like we've unzipped anything. Okay. Inflating. Let's try and find this file. Maybe it was just dropped in a wrong location. So let's just try and find the file. Okay, so it's under NLLB data. Oh, because that's where we are, right? We are currently there, and so that's why okay. So it drops the txt there where we are, which makes sense. So let's just now rewrite the script. Let me open up ParseC. Let's go here. Let's change this. Such that we have p here. And then this should now work. So we grab the we unzip and then we move to root and we delete it. Makes sense. This should work. Let's just comment out this and let's break. And let's remove this. So we unzip, that's gonna end up here, and then we move, and we're done. Let's uncomment this. Okay, batch. Replace the file, okay, because we Fair enough, because we already had it here. Here it is. Here is that file, and then if we were to move, let us see if it will move correctly. Let's rerun. Okay, it moved it. Let's see whether we end up having it in the right location, and we do. And finally, we can remove the actual zip. Let's finally remove the actual zip, and then we break. Okay, that's it, guys. So now let us just rinse and repeat. Unzip, move that to root, and remove directory. Remove break. Let's do it. Voila. Here it is. So now we can use that in ParseC, sorry, in Stopes, as a part of our toxicity filtering. So let's just grab the actual root. Here it is. My path looks like this. And this one, we don't have it. So in that case, what happens? By the way, guys, do you hear any background noise? Let me know. My girlfriend is in the other room. She's playing something. Just curious to see whether you can hear that or not. Let us see. Configs. Toxicity. Filter. I want to see what happens if you haven't noticed background noise. Awesome. That means that my Rode NTG mic is doing proper job. Thank you. So if this is not none, then we add it. Okay, we can set it to none because we don't have it yet. Let me just find everything. Too many things opened up. Let me just close down all of this. So here, for toxicity filter, let's first run without. Let's kick off the run, and later we can play with toxicity. But we have everything set up basically. We just need to set this to none. We have these files here, and we can set this. We can leave this at 2. So that means if the difference is bigger than 2, we filter it out. That's how I recall this logic working. So if we go down there, so if the difference is bigger than that, then we filter out. So maybe this should be equal or greater or equal, because otherwise we'll need to have difference of 3, and that's already huge. That's massive difference. I think that's how they've done it. They've done 2, not 3. Okay, enough rambling. Let's kick off the run. We should have everything ready. All of these are null. We have length and we have deduplication. I think we've set the breakpoints in the tube config. Let's make sure we have the breakpoints set up here. Here it is. And then the second one is what is length. Let's just set a filter there, breakpoint there, Okay, filter line, let's put a breakpoint there. And all looks good. We can now kick off the actual run. So it might take a while, but let's see whether it's crashing or not. That's the first thing we want to see. Because it's 30 something gigabytes at least of primary data before filtering. Okay, kicking off the filtering job. Here we go. So the results will be stored in the filter out here. We already have some stuff here, so I think I should just delete everything here. Move to trash. And then we can start running. Okay, so we first save the config there. As you can see, it's a huge config. And then we go one group at a time. We go here. We create the executor, which is going to be local. And then slurm partition is none. Good morning. Do you have crisp? Zvezdan, what do you mean by crisp? Good morning, SQ. SQ is a regular here. Okay. By the way, I don't know if you saw it, SQ, but we have a channel, Meta NLLB replication on my Discord. So do join it here, and if you want, you can be a language champion for your native language. Noise cancellation software. I'm just using OBS as some noise cancellation, which I've set a filter for this particular input modality. Okay, filter configs. We'll load the trim primary. And then we load the length vectors. Looking good. And now we go for each of the direction and corpora. So let's just see, we should have a ton of items here, around 576 or something. Let me just see where I can print the length. It should be around 507, yeah, exactly, 574 directions. Okay. So I'm worried because some directions, again, we're not consistent here. That's the part that I don't like, which might cause us some issues right now. Basically, sometimes we have this so-called BCP47 code, and we sometimes have just the three-letter code. And that inconsistency might cause us some issues here. So we grab the data. So here we can see, here it is, and then output directory, group name, direction. So slowly we'll start populating this filter out. Okay. Here it is. And we start processing. Let's hit F5. Submitted. Waiting for this line to happen. Okay, here we are. Source lang. Looking good. Create configs. Create filters. Missing length factor for AAR. Exactly, that's gonna be the issue. That's again a consequence of the fact that we don't have scripts. And in the YAML file here, it's expecting a particular script for each of them. Okay, we are paying the price. We have to fix that, guys. We have to fix that. And the only way to fix that is by having what? Let me just stop filtering. We can't do it until we fix that. So filter direction, source and target. These guys are extracted from direction, and directions are basically a part of our train YAML. Okay, so that means we have to have this one in the right format. And return, that means that we how do we end up with this one here? Let's go back. We are slowly backtracing. So compute populate data config. Let's see exactly how we get that direction. So here it is. Direction is constructed by splitting the directory name. Okay. And the directory name is directly linked to our post-processing code. So I really want to solve that right now before we go further. Let's find where do I store the data sets? This is Stopes. Let's go to ParseC. Here we are in ParseC. We really have to make sure that we are using consistent codes for languages. Here are the data sets, and as you can see here, this is not consistent. Sometimes we have 3-letter codes, and sometimes we have BCP47. Let's make that uniform. We should use BCP47 throughout. Always use BCP47 and thus remove that headache. We've been hitting that one too much. What's the role of data filtering? Well, we want to improve the quality of our training corpus by doing various stages of filtering. One of them is going to be length-based. One is going to be deduplication. In case we have duplicates, we don't want to have obviously duplicate translations, stuff like that. Toxicity, there's a bunch of stuff. We went through most of that in the previous stream, so you can check out the previous stream. It's a bit longer, obviously, so you can go and analyze the code yourself. Let me know if you need any directions there. Okay, so how do we make sure we have consistency here? I think the answer is in creating a uniform mapping. So let's go to Flores. Let's find the Flores dataset. Where is Flores? Here it is. And here are these. Let's find the languages text file. Let me just remind myself, where is that? When we want to train, modeling, train, configs, base config. Okay, here it is. Languages. Let's see how many of these we have. Quickly, I'm going to create a Python file there and just path equals root equals this, and then we open, read the lines, and then print split on this, on the comma. So we have length list, and then we print this. This should be 202 languages in expectation. Oh, okay, so this is already this already reads the line. So let's just see this length of this 1. Okay, so we need to grab the 0th, and then we need to do striping, remove the new line, and now we will be able to do this, I think. Let's start. Not stripe, strip. Okay, that was a typo. Here we are. And now if we split, and if we 202 as expected. Okay, so that's precisely the file that we need. That file contains all of the codes that we need. Let's now grab the file. Let's go to the mapper variable, mapper file. So ISO code mappings, here we are. So we want to map everything to this final BCP47. This might be a bit of manual work because I don't have any other idea of how to do this. So let's see. Maybe we can potentially parallelize this task so I can give you the list, and we can take each of us like 30-40 languages and just create a mapping and then submit that to Discord. Let me think. Let me see whether they have maybe some mapping already. PPC 47. Did I spell that right? Is it BPC or BCP? BCP. Green screen issue left side. Yeah, I see it. Too much light. Thank you. Okay. Let's just see whether they have any sort of mapping. There might be some ambiguities, obviously. maybe Copilot can help us here. Guys, if anybody has a clue of how we can do this faster, do let me know. I mean, we can obviously do the following thing. Okay, we can programmatically do one part. Let me quickly do one thing. So I'm going to do the following. Length string, and then languages are this, and then what we can do is we go create the mapping. Initially just empty directory. We go for languages. We get the script, and then language is being mapped to a script. Now the issue with this obviously is that sometimes we'll basically override. So I want to actually append. So I want to do this a bit different thing. I want to go and implement from collections, import default dictionary, and let's create a default dictionary whose default value is a list. And then what we want to do actually here is append. We want to append this. Will this work? Can I append to a dictionary like this? Maybe. Let's try it. And then on top of this, we can do some manual cleaning. Okay, let's see. Let's run this. We split, and this actually worked. Amazing. Okay, and then we grab the second one, which is also Arab, Latin. Awesome. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's exactly what I wanted to do. That's exactly what I wanted to do. So now let us store that dictionary. Let me just print. Let's just go here. Let's run this. KCareth. Let me just print the string. Am I Arabian? I'm not. I'm Serbian. Close enough. Here it is. And here is our mapping. Okay. Let's now grab this. Go to ISO mappings and store it here. Now it would be cool to wait just a second. I want to format this a bit more nicely. So I want to actually save this as JSON file so it's formatted nicely. Exactly. But we want indent 4, and now this should work. Rerun. We dump this, and let's see where we can find this. Where did we save this? Where did we actually save this? Here it is. Perfect. Precisely what I needed. Let's just copy this one. To ISO mapping, and here, and that's it. So one thing that's worth double checking is how many ambiguous mappings do we have? That's the question I'm curious about. So just let's double check that. We can now ignore this. Let's just iterate. If the length of the value is bigger than 1, then print it. Exactly. Copilot is literally reading my mind, man. It's crazy. So something like this. Let's go. Let's see how many ambiguous ones we have. So we have only a couple of them are ambiguous. Let's copy this and let's put a comment here. Ambiguous. How do you spell this? Ambiguous. This doesn't look good. Ambiguous languages, lengths in the dictionary below. And then I basically just paste this list. Let me just replicate the cursor. And that looks better. So now let's go and fix the data sets. Let's make sure that everywhere we always use okay, see this? Can you hacking device ethical hacker? Correct. Why are you spamming the chat, man? Floise is from Spain. Nice to meet you. Okay, let's fix now everything here. Let's map all of the directory names to correct BCP47 code. And then we're going to do the same thing for suffixes. Let's do that, guys. Let's go back to our script for adapting. I named it adapt dataset structure. Actually, there is a to-do for this, so we are back to this sooner than later. Okay, let's see. Let's first, because now we already have the right structure, I'm gonna just wrap this up into a function. This one, prepare okay, something like this. And now let's create a new function. Map to BCP47. So here what we're gonna do again, grab the root. We have the root here. We're going to iterate through the root. So similar logic. And then we're gonna iterate through the content of all of our data sets. So this is the content of the data set. This is the, okay, so we want to go for language direction. Exactly. We want to rename it, right? Let's see what Copilot suggested. Actually, it might be a good idea. Not really. Grab the language and the script. That's not gonna be the case because, okay, I'm gonna dismiss this because it's not good. Something like this looks good. So we split that, we map that to, actually not like this, but instead we grab our BCP mapper. Let's pass that one here. So we here want to map this into BCP, and then the new name will be exactly this, and then we rename the old one with the new one. And then we go through the files. We grab the suffix and we map it as well. And then we rename the file such that it has the right prefix and the right suffix. Okay guys, this should basically handle the all of the data sets. We should rename all of the directions to the BCP47 as well as the suffixes. We don't care about the prefix of the file because that's the download scripts we analyzed yesterday are fairly heterogeneous. All of them have a bit different naming schemes, but we only care about suffix because that's where the information is in, and about the directory name. Let's start testing this. So here is the datasets directory. Let's go one by one and make sure that this works. There might be some edge cases. For example, when we can't find, so we should instead of doing this, we should do something like get source, and if there is no mapping, then we should just retrieve back the original mapping, assuming this is going to be BCP47 itself. So that means we cannot map, if that makes sense. So get this or this. Or maybe do something like this here. Old suffix, new suffix. What would be a reasonable thing if we hit this second argument, which means we cannot map? Then we should at least make sure that the source was in the expected format, i.e. 3 letters followed by underscore followed by 4 letters. Otherwise we throw an exception, just to robustify this code a bit. Bro, guys, do you hear me nicely, or is Hareth just spamming us? Let me know if you can hear me, or if there is any issue. Okay, so here we want to, in this case, put an assert. Else we map it like this. Same here. Else we map it like this. This will be clear in a couple of seconds what I'm doing here. So basically, if this is not there, that means it's not ISO 6393. And in that case, I want to make sure that it's already in the BCP47 format. So okay, we'll just have to uncomment later. Okay, looking good. So 3 letters followed by 4 letters. Okay, sometimes it's not working really good. So I guess we can just modify it ourselves. That's good enough of inspiration. So we need 3 of these, and then we need something like this should work, right? We can just ask ChatGPT to fix this. Let's see. Sergey, I'm not sure. He might just be spamming us as well. Okay, will indeed match the string. Sounds good. Regex. Okay, so now looking good. Okay, guys, that should be it. Let's try and run this. Okay. Let's directly run this because we already have the structure fixed. So let's start. Step by step. Let's go. Processing the dataset. We grab the language directions. Here we are. We grab one and the second language. We map. Okay, one more thing. We need to make sure there is no ambiguous selections. So we do one thing. We go to the ISO code mappings and we create a list of forbidden ones. So ambiguous ISO 6393 codes are what exactly? Let's go back to our script. If source in this or target in this, we want to raise an exception here. This should not happen. So if either one of them is in the ambiguous codes, we have to manually inspect and decide on how to map this. Otherwise, we can map the codes. This should be good. I'm so happy we're doing this so that we finally have completely uniform structure of the data sets. Okay, let's go. All good. We map one. We map the second one. Okay, so there is one error here. We need to have these. This should be underscore. How did we get with the dash here? How did we end up with a dash? Because I'm stupid. This should be the actual dictionary, and then we should save it here. And then let's just recopy it again. Okay, so let's just recopy this again. This now looks good. Go to ISO mappings. And create a new one. That's correct. Okay. Looking good. Getting back to the structure here. Now this should work. Hopefully. Okay. Okay, we grab this, we map. Looking good. And looking good. We construct a new. Why? Why? How did we end up with this? Because what? We have a list, right? Oh my god. Okay, we have a list, so that means we just have to add zero here. And also here. For all of the mappings, no, this will not work because, okay, we don't need this because we know we'll certainly hit this. Oops. Will this work? If you're not there, okay, if you're not there, get and grab the 0th one. For the old suffix, we need to do the same thing. If old suffix is not there, then we make sure it's already there, otherwise we grab it. To get the actual suffix. Okay. Looking good. So we grab the old suffix. If it's not a 3-letter code, then it must already be BCP47. Otherwise, we map it to BCP47, and then we work our way from there. Use X not in Y, not X in Y, or X not in Y. Where, yeah, I guess I'm just used to this logic more than what you wrote. That's more Pythonic. You're probably right. But like I'm used to, because usually in C, C++, other languages, you always have the exclamation mark, i.e. the negation goes before the logic, not in between the logic. But I agree. In general, that might be the right way to do it. It's a nit, so I'll just skip it for now. Okay, guys. So let's rename. Let's rename the directory. Let's go through the files. First file, we map it. We create a new prefix. And we just rename the file, as you can see. And we repeat the same thing. English. Done. Okay. Second direction, source English, should be good. Let's just see the results. Looking good. Let's see what else. Next, CMU Haitian. Let's just do a couple of them manually so we are sure nothing weird is happening. Although we should hit assert if anything is bad. This should work 100%. Otherwise, it will just crash. So let's just do one more and then we can run it. So let's go to the Haitian CMU, this one. So map Haitian and map English and then rename. And then grab the suffix, map it. That's it. Looking good, guys. Again, let's just quickly double check this all makes sense. We're going through the dataset name. Maybe just indic. This one might be, no, everything is good actually. I'm rambling. Okay, so datasets. Root, dataset name, dataset path. We go through the language directories. We grab these guys, and they are either 3-letter codes or they should match this pattern. So either way, we end up with a good directory name. We rename it, and then we go through the directory. We grab the suffixes of all of the files inside of there. And again, they should be matched properly, and then find. Yeah, I'm confident this will work. So unless it crashes because of some unexpected issue, this should work. Okay, so here it did not work for this particular data set, beyond net. Let's see what's up with that one. Okay. Those are a couple of exceptions we had before. So KUR is Kurdish. I don't know if you have Razvan here, but basically Kurdish, we should map this one to Central Kurdish, which has Latin, Arabic script. So if we open up this is actually Latin. Because it's Latin, this is probably Northern Kurdish, if I recall correctly from our yesterday's conversation. So I'm fairly sure this is Northern Kurdish. Epic Gangster Gaming. It's definitely not a bug. It's just a syntax preference. Both logic-wise, they are the same. They're equivalent. You can just run it in Python, like start a program, try both versions, and see whether you get any difference. Okay. Quickly to consult the paper here. Let's go to the paper. Kurdish. Central Kurdish is supported. Okay, they actually support both the Northern and the Central. Okay. So both the Central and the Nordish. Northern. Northern Kurdish or Nordish. KMR Latin or CKB Arab. So again, here, because we have ambiguity, we will have to rename this manually. Because there is no way the program can know unless we analyze the script inside of it, which is too much hassle for something that we only have a single example here. So for this one, we have to map it to what? We have to map it to this one, KMR Latin. Let's go and do that. KMR Latin, and then KMR Latin, KMR Latin, KMR Latin. So I manually mapped what? KMR. Okay. Hopefully that made sense. Let's now rerun. We should now go past that one, but now we've crashed somewhere else. Let's see which data set. MT English to Odia. Okay, let's see what that one is about. MT English to Odia. Okay, ORI. Again, this is ambiguity. So this has to manually be handled. I did leave some notes on languages. I did do this ORIA, I think. No, sorry. ORI is what? I think this is just a misspelling because if you take a look at the codes, oh no, this actually exists, but it's a macro language. So which one of those two do we support? There is the Odia or the Sambalpuri. Let's see which one of those two we support. If we open up ISO mapping, Ori is supported indeed, and SPV is not supported. Okay, so here there should be no ambiguities here. We only support this one, Odia. Oops. No. Again, let me just double check in the paper, which I'll have to reload because I accidentally closed down the windows. Okay, Ori. Again, guys, if anybody has a good tool that helps me search on web pages, let me know, because I can't specify. I can't even specify that I want exact match or like capitalization sensitive search and stuff like that. This is just, I can't believe that Google Chrome doesn't have such a function built in directly. It's just crazy. So this is, Odia is supported. Let's just double check that this is not supported. And indeed it's not. SPV. Okay, so that was the easy one. We just have to replace ORI with ORY. NLLB only supports Odia. Okay, let's do that. Again, let's find the data set. Here it is, and then here is the English, and here is the actual language. Let's see whether Google Translate knows anything about this language. Can you know that this is detect? Oh, nice. Google Translate actually works on this. Let me see how this one is written. Well, this looks pretty much the same to me. This might be the same script. So those two languages might be too similar to distinguish reliably. quick linguistics digression. You can check on the writing system. I think it's called at Wikipedia. Okay. Really? Odia, my high school teacher spoke that language. Dude, I so much love this stream, man. Like, people from all around the world, somebody always speaks some language here. I'm not sure, SQ, I'm not sure I understood you, what you meant there. But if somebody can confirm that this is the right language, that would be amazing. Funnily enough, she taught me English. Nice. Okay. Well, for now, DuckDuckGo. Fun. Look at this. So for now, I'm gonna just assume this is the right mapping, but somebody will have to double check this. So okay. Ori. Oria. Oria. Looking good. We'll probably hit a couple more of these. I remember there was a couple more ambiguities, but let's run this. And now we hit some other Horn empty dataset. We can later automate this by just creating some dictionary that contains this knowledge. So if that data set, then do this and that, in that sense. Let's find this one. Okay. So you were complaining about what? AAR. AAR is okay. We filtered out this one before because let me remind myself why. It's off our language, but we are not supporting it. Okay. So if we hit some of these, then we can ignore it. We can just skip. we skip that particular language direction. Okay, that's how we can handle that one. Maybe we can push that one to here. Okay, and then we can move that particular data set. So we can move this one to there. Under the dataset name. Okay, let's try that. Let's stop this and let's rerun it. Okay, so we found an unsupported dataset. And so what we do is we go here for an NMT. Where are you? Here, and then here. And so I guess this is this one. Yes. AARSOM. Okay. SOM, this one. And we hope that we will, under this same name, we'll just push it to here. Let's try that. Did that work? And why did it not? AARSOM. Non-train. Okay, we might need to create this one first. Okay. Again, let's restart. What? Okay, that's the ORM. Oh, snap. So we move this to where? We somehow lost the data. What happened? Wait. We need to test this logic here. Super messy. Oh my god. But once we're done with this, we're on a very very good start with filtering. We're going to push through the filtering very soon. Okay. So now it's complaining about ORM. I think I remember. I've seen that one before. Why is it not opening up files? Just a second, there's some glitch, I think, going on. I just have to restart this. Okay, now it's working. So ORM, it's a macro language again, but NLLB only supports a single language from the group, the West Central Oromo, because none of the files were included that had GZ. Okay, so we support GAZ, Western Oromo. Let's go and find the mapping. GAZ Latin. So we have to go and rename that. Or maybe, just maybe, we can include those that are obvious to here. That's another way to handle this. I'm not sure what's the best way. It's hacky either way. Okay, found an unsupported language. Please, please, now let's see whether this works. Oh, this actually worked, but it didn't go under the right directory, so I have to okay. So it's not the file. What happens here? Make directory. And then language direction as well. Maybe something like this. Will this work? Okay, we're here. AARAMH. So one of them is not supported. That's the AAR, I think. So we create the target, and we create that directory. So here it is, and then we move this guy to there. Okay, looking good, except, okay, now we have double. Okay, just a second. Let's fix that. How can I keep on making such stupid mistakes? So that means we don't need this. Just under the dataset name, we copy this, and this grabs the whole directory and puts it there. Okay, I think this should now be correct. Let's go. Unsupported again. Again, AAR. Now the question of whether this will work. Oh my god, why? File exists. So what? Did I say existed? Okay. Ah, exists okay, true. That's the reason why. You can freely create the directory without an issue. Just go ahead and then move. Excellent. That's precisely what we wanted. So this is not working. Again, this is the born NMT. Unsupported lang code. Okay, Martin, this is not all my code. I'm using what Meta has already open sourced. They have open sourced MIT license most of their code. What they did not open source is the checkpoints, and it's also not perfect, so I have to add some additional code, but some foundations are definitely in place. A lot of the work has been done from their side. Okay, we can move this. Looking good. Looking good. Processing Emburisano dataset. Okay, and then it has some language direction which is not supported. And the E is not supported because Nadabella. Okay. And now, okay. Let's see what else. ORI again. So that's what I think we should add, just for reduce the number of times we have to do this. ORI is going to be mapped to this because we didn't support, we only supported the ORY, right? What was the thing there? That was the ODL language, I think. So again, this was this one, and then we know we don't support this one. So it's always going to be ORI. ORIA. Okay. Let's continue. Found ambiguous one. So that's this was the something I was scared of. I'm consistently misspelling ambiguous. How do you spell ambiguous? A-M-B-I-G-U-O-U-S. Okay. Okay. Let's rerun and hit that same error again just to see what exactly. So IND or ZHO. One of those is ambiguous. So ZHO can be Hans and Hunt. How do we recognize which one do we have? That's the problem. Anybody speaking Chinese here? That's Chinese, right? Let's double check. Let's double check. So it's again macro language. Okay, they don't even make a difference between all of these different Chinese languages. Let's see. Chinese. You are Chinese? Simplified and traditional. 3 variants only. Is this like Mandarin or no? I'm not sure. But we need to disambiguate between these two. Hands or hand. How can we figure that out? So Tico has what? I'm not sure. I think that might be some standard Chinese that's used as a common language, like maybe Mandarin. I have no idea. Let me just see how well we are doing. I think most of these have been processed, not all of them, but many of them. We don't have too much more work left here, honestly. This looks very good. Looking very good. Okay, not many more. So, this might be the more, I think one is simplified. I think we might be able to figure this out ourselves. So hand or hands script Chinese. I think one is a traditional one is a simplified version, which is easy to recognize the difference. Like, well, maybe, but not for me. Wait, just a second. If we go to the scripture, can't, here it is, and hence, here it is. Simplified, traditional. Okay. Whew. Let's try Google Translate just for a second. Chinese detected, but which Chinese, man? Which Chinese? That's like if you were to say, I speak Germanic. Which which language, man? It's a whole family. Do you speak English? Do you speak Dutch? Do you speak German? Do you speak what? Let's see whether we can find some help in the server. Hunt is traditional, Hans is simplified. Let's go to the general channel as well. Okay. Chinese is a macro language. Chris Kai is really knowledgeable with the CJK languages. ChatGPT said it's simplified. Well, it might just be right, but I have no fucking idea. I better not curse on YouTube stream, otherwise they might ban me. Okay. Let's go back here. ChatGPT said it's simplified. Who is Chris Ha? The person from Illusory AI? How do you know, Lilith? Are you also part of Illusory AI, or? Ah, you are part of Illusory AI. Awesome. Nice. Can you ping him? Sorry, I'm not following what you're saying. Maybe we can also just reply in the server here if it's easier. Hi, you're a stalker. How do you know that he knows what he knows? I guess that's the okay, because you're stalking him as well. Got it. Makes sense. Exactly. Okay. Let's see whether at least we have. Okay, one thing is certain, guys. This is all of these languages here. This is a parallel corpus of the, and they're using the same sentences. It's always, as you can see, no matter what we open, it's always the same structure. It's always the same text. So that's a good thing. That means if we make a mistake, we make it only once. Because for all of them, we'll be mapping to. Okay, so now I have some friends who are Chinese, but like I don't want to ping them. Or maybe let's try. Let me just ping one friend on LinkedIn. If that's faster than getting a reply in the server from anyone. We need linguistic experts. We really need people who are good with languages. Well, who speak their own, who speak various languages. Just a second. Okay, I pinged a friend. We'll see how it goes. For now, let's just assume it's. How about using a fast text language detector model? Good point, man. But I don't have set it up yet. I don't have set it up. I didn't download the. I think it's gonna be faster for somebody to just tell us, or you might be right. Maybe we can set it up because we'll need it when we need to have a quick estimate of the language. Oscar was processed with that model. Okay, makes sense. Let me think for a second. I want to do the following thing, just so that I avoid too much context switching. I'll just create a to-do. I'll share these. These are just some random notes I've been making during the stream, completely uncurated. Very much. I need to sort it out a bit before I share it. So let's just map this. Somebody said this is simplified. ChatGPT said it's simplified, right? ChatGPT would never hallucinate, like, ever. I agree. Why would ChatGPT be hallucinating? Doesn't make any sense. So let's go with hands, just because. Now, how do we make sure? Oh my God, this is problematic. Just a second. I wonder how many other occurrences of Chinese we have. No, no worries. Let me see. Let me do one thing. I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna go through the language directions, and I'm gonna do the split. And if one of these guys is or this, then print found zo there. Comment out everything else. Let's just see how often this happens. You got zo hands from that model. Oh, so you already have ParseC set up, or what? Which model are you using? Can you maybe just send a message on Discord on how you've done it? That would be useful for others as well. Not enough values to train TSV. Oh my God, I hate the fact that all of this is so heterogeneous. Okay. Okay. Well, here are the good news. The good news are we only have Chinese in Tico, which means whatever mistake we make, it's going to be made only once. That's good. Okay. So let's say it's Hans for now. Let's uncomment this. And then okay, thanks. Awesome. Nice. Hugging face to the rescue. Thank you. So it's basically zo hands. Nice. So if Tico dataset, we want to ignore this. So basically, if this is Tico dataset, we want to ignore the ambiguity. How should we do this? If source there, If we enter there, if that's not the case, then we raise. This is like so such a hacky solution, man, but I don't know what to do here. I'll later fix this. I'll literally hard code this particular one. We want the 0th one actually. Even though it's the same, I want to separate these two cases, right? Okay. This should work now. Oh my god. This is just terrible. And what happens if this guy is also we have to do the same thing here. Okay, let's rerun. So what do we hit now? PUS. Okay, ParseC NLLB only supports Southern ParseC PBT. So let's go and do that. Let's go to PBT. So we're gonna do manually here PUS. PBT. So we're gonna map PUS to PBT as well. Let's rerun. FAS. both Persian and Dari. Oh my god. I knew this is gonna be a hard task. That's why I mean, when I say hard, I mean bothersome. Just because there's so many edge cases, but I think after we sort out a couple more of these, we should be good. There's not that many ambiguities anymore, I think. Both. We might hit Azerbaijani as well after this one, and that's it. This is FAS or Farsi, Persian. Now, how do we know whether we have Western Persian or Dari? Let's check. Those two should have different scripts. That might be easier than figuring out Chinese, right? So let's see that. FAS, Persian. One is the Iranian Persian. One is the Dari. What are the scripts? So this is what? Iranian Persian, PES. Script. No mention of the script. Script, no mention of the script here either. Let's just open them up like this. Persia Arabic script. Oh my god, this is a nightmare. Both are in Arabic script, same script. Can you pass, Lalit, can you maybe pass these two? And can we see whether we can disambiguate between these two, which I highly doubt we'll be able to. I can do it myself as well in parallel. So Dari. So I pasted some Dari basically. This is Dari. PES. I think that's actually good. No, PES is an Iranian Persian. There is no way we're gonna figure this out. You see here, Figure 9 brings to light a small group of confusable language pairs found to be the most difficult for the LID system. So Western Persian and Dari are super confused. We can't use LID. We need... do we even support Dari? Wait, Dari? Okay, we do. We support Dari and we support... Why would anyone... Why would you do this then? Why don't you specify the language? I mean, this is so crazy, man. If there is an ambiguity, why not specify the exact thing? Why specify a macro language? Why FAS, man? Let's go to Tico again. How many FAS do we have? So there is only two. There is English to Farsi and there is Farsi to PRS. What's PRS? Dari. Okay. Hi Saskia. Okay guys. As you can see, by system of elimination, we can conclude PRS is Dari. And so because we have English to Farsi and Farsi to PRS, that means that they just assume that FAS is basically the Iranian, the Western Iranian. So we're gonna grab PES. We're gonna map PES to PES. PES. Arab. So let's grab FAS and let's map it to PES Arab. Let me just double check that and let me leave a note. The same note as below. PRS. PES. Okay. Fair enough. Looking good. Let's run. So I expect we hit our Azerbaijani and then we should almost done. Yeah, Arabic macro language. There is no way. There is no. Arabic has like 17 languages. Why is somebody so mean? Let's see. I think the easiest part of this project is going to be to train the model. Oh my god. ARA. Yeah, I mean, that's evolution. Previously, when we were not as connected as we are today, I think that's less of, hey, let's invent a language, and more of, give me thousands of years of being isolated with my tribe and we just start speaking different languages. It's more the person who created this data set. Why don't you specify the exact language if you know the language? ARA. I thought we're gonna have enough time to wrap up the full filtering pipeline, but because of this digression, unfortunately, it took a bit more time. Let's just comment out the processing and the skipping, and let's rerun this. So found unsupported. Okay, there is multiple usages here in Tico. Again, one good thing is probably all of these are the same, so that means we have to just pick a single option. So let's go here. Let's validate that. Let's verify that that hypothesis is true. So Arabic, here is Arabic. And if we open up any different file, Arabic Portuguese, again, same. Arabic French, same. Let's find somewhere where Arabic is the target language. No, Arabic is never the target language. Arabic is always the source language. So we can expect to always have the same. Okay, can you maybe, Lalith, I'm gonna paste you, you can run this one. Thank you. Okay. Let's go back. So, which Arabic should we use? Which Arabic languages do we support? Let's see. Yeah, a ton of them. Just a ton of them. Tunisian, South Levantine, North Modern Standard Arabic, Najdi Arabic, Moroccan, Egyptian. Actually, I could have run it myself. I already had it open. Sorry about this. It was as easy as pasting it here. I guess I'm just lazy. Okay, it's fairly confident that this is modern standard Arabic. Yeah, I'm getting the same outputs. Line by line prediction. Yeah. So all of them are basically this. So this is probably just MSA, which is modern standard Arabic. Let's go back here. Yeah, it's modern standard Arabic basically. Let's maybe read, just see. Okay, modern standard Arabic. Yes. It's the same language. It's the same LID model. I did notice that. For both target languages, the high resource MSA performs the best. There is also one thing we can always do, right? We can go to the download script. We can find Tyco, and we can go here. And then we can ask it Arabic, and they say it. Here it is. Modern standard Arabic. Chinese simplified. Guys, that's it. We should have done this before, but why don't you specify the exact code? Why do you specify? Oh my god. It's just crazy. Why are they making me suffer? I think this should be it, right? Was this the macro language? No, Arabic. ARA should be mapped to this. Okay. Looking good, guys. Let's continue. Let's run this. KNC. Wow, what's KNC? What's KNC? KNC is not even mentioned. Nice. Let's see where we have KNC here. KNC Arab Central Kanuri. Script. Again, Arabic script. KNC. Central Kanuri with two different scripts. Okay, this is gonna be an easy one. Obviously, we can always check the scripts. So it's either Arabic or Latin. So let's just open it up. Okay, looks like Latin. Let's just double check K and C. Catch you in Discord on another stream. Awesome. Wally, thanks a lot for being here. And thanks for your help. I really appreciate it. What's your native language, by the way? Thanks. Appreciate your help. K and C. Apparently only a single one. K and C is only used there. Canada, Telugu. Nice. Wait, where do people speak Kannada? And am I pronouncing it correctly? K and C. India. Nice. Awesome, man. Don't want to take any more of your time. See you on the next stream. English. Aha, if you know Bangalore. Awesome. I've never been there, but one day. So many languages in India. True. Completely true. So K and C is ambiguous. So if we hit K and C, we can just say it's Latin. Instead of having the not here, let me just remove this and then add the flag here and then put the race here. Okay, so if it's that, else we raise, okay, and then else if this, and exactly. 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 Okay, let's rerun it. Why? Oh. Now it's hitting English here because what? Oh, that's why. This should be Tico. That's a mistake there. And we probably copied that same mistake elsewhere. KNC. Okay. Let's see what we're kicking now. We're now hitting Tigray, Ethiopia. Okay. I think we only have a couple more and we're done, guys. I'll have to really refactor this later, make sure this is clean. Other people need to go through my code. This is just such a mess. Not because necessarily I'm bad at writing this code, it's just so many edge cases. And unfortunately, the creators of those data sets didn't make it easier for us, so. I'm gonna later refactor all of this. I swear it's gonna be super nice and readable for all of the data sets we are using. And then until tonight, we're gonna have filtering being run, and then in the morning, we can focus on the dataset pre-processing, and then we can kick off our training run. Okay, what do we do with this guy? What do we do with Tigray ET? Let me remind myself what I wrote on that topic. Okay, we just need to rename this to TIR. I'm gonna manually do this. I'm gonna leave a note. This guy needs to be converted into this. And then we just need to care about suffixes, okay? Looking good. And what about, what's the difference between this and this? Is there any difference? Certainly looks like it's different. So this is Ethiopia on the left and Eritrea on the right. It's a bit different, 100%. Like this, compare that to this. They're not the same. Okay. Okay, let us hit. We've now fixed 1. Let's just rerun this. And let's hit the next error, which is going to be probably this ER. Oh, actually MSA. Okay, we're going to get there. MSA is what? MSA, and it's not Modern Standard Arabic. I think it's Malay. Okay, Malay. Let's see Malay. How is it used? Language direction, in dataset name, and then let's just comment this quickly. Comment it out, and let's comment out skipping and processing just to reduce the clutter, and let's see how often is Malay used. Just a single time. Okay, again, the best thing to do here is just let's go and find what these guys wrote here. Malay. This time they didn't even clarify which one, because the thing with Malay is you go here and if you type in MSA, it's a macro language with 36 languages. So one thing we can do is let's go there. Let's find the English MSA. Let's go and find the English MSA and let's open it up, and let's now use this particular sentence, and we can plug it in here and we can compute. Okay, let's see what's the classification output. Interesting. ZSM Latin. Standard Malay. Okay. Let me add some comments. Okay. And then do we have MSA here? We don't. So let's just add that mapping here. MSA is mapped to exactly. Again, just a comment. Let's just make a note, make it clear what we use. Okay. Rerun. Okay. Actually, let's just remove this. Uncomment, uncomment, and same here. Okay. Let's see how many more errors can we hit? DIN, Dinka. Southwestern Dinka is supported by NLLB, so including DIN to extend the languages. Okay, so Southwestern Dinka. Let's quickly open up this. DIN. Dinka. It's not even mentioned here among these codes. Let's just see what we get in English. What does FastTech say? Oh, it's cached. Okay, it's 100% certain that it's Dinka. Okay, so let's go back here. And let's add DIN. Again with a comment. And probably Dinka. They did mention Dinka. Okay. Close that down. Rerun. CRHGAG. One of them is GAG is not there. And what about the other one? Okay, we are actually done with the T-code dataset. So I don't think we have too much more left. Guys, a couple more minutes and I'm wrapping up this stream. If the battery doesn't die before that, and then we can continue in the next one tonight, wrapping up this mapping to BCP47, and then we can kick off the filter pipeline again, now that we solved some of these issues that were slowing us down, basically. I feel so much more comfortable now with the whole data behind the NLLB project in just 6 days, albeit 10+ hours every day of focused work. So that helps. So again, what's the second language? GAG and CRH Latin. This one is actually supported, but the GAG is not. I'm not sure even what it is. Why is it not among the filtered ones? Let's see whether Ganda is mentioned here. Luganda. Ganda or Luganda. Ganda or Luganda is a Bantu language. Let's just try. So I'm fairly confident now that that's the case. Let me just see one more thing. Oops. Ganda. Okay, that's this one. Same thing. Reading this help. Okay, and final thing, let's just double check CRHGAG under which data set under TIL. CRHGAG, Ganda. Let's grab this language. Let's just paste it inside of here. It says Turkish. What? Turkish language. Wait, do we have anyone who speaks Turkish? Let's see. I think previously when I tried, Google did tell me apparently Ganda according to Google Translate. Why would they put GAG, man? So we have an GAG. Let's try it again. Let's see what Google says for this. Now it says Tatar. So it's completely unreliable, basically. We have no idea what this is, and GAG does not exist as a code. Okay. Not sure. Okay, somebody can confirm that, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Whew. Okay. I'll have to document everything I've done, otherwise this will slowly become unmanageable. Okay, guys. I'm waiting for somebody to reply there, and then I think this is a perfect place to make a break. Let's continue around 8:30 p.m. I might be a bit late. I'm gonna do some workout now, and because we're 20 minutes off schedule, I might start later as well. So roughly 8:30 p.m. CET, so Central European time. If you want to attend that stream, see you later, guys. Thanks a lot for your help. Super helpful. Many of your comments were really helpful. See you guys.